start this carve top, and this is how I usually get started. Some people out there will use templates to do this, but I don't. I freehand it pretty much, and I used to use templates, but they got to be, to me, a nuisance, more of a nuisance than doing it freehand. So what you got to do is you got to determine how far in you want your carve. And what I usually do is I just start up here at the top. I hope this is coming out on the camera. Right around that curve right in here. And I just make a line. And I draw that line out around the top. And that's just to give me something to kind of go by. I try to keep the distance as even as I can. It's kind of hard to see this. I have to stand up. There we go. Because the main thing you want it is for it to stay pretty consistent, same thickness all the way around. Something like that. And now what you do is you do another one, but you do a little bit narrower. And I'm sure after I'm off camera here, I'll make adjustments to this, but I just wanted to show you how I get started in doing this stuff. And you make, depending now, how deep of a carve you want to do. The more steps you add to it, the deeper you can go. But all I wanted to do is do a subtle sweep is all I'm after. And but it helps to router this stuff out a little bit. It kind of gives you a guideline. And when you router it out, you're not routering out real super deep. You're only going down just a little bit at a time until you get to the depth that you want it. Then you do your next step and your next step. And this will probably have 3 steps in it. Some of them you can have as many as 6, 7 steps in them. And again, it depends on what kind of a carve you're going for. But since, like I said, I'm just going for a real faint one, I'm not going to worry too much about it. I've done enough of these to know where I want it at. And but mainly I want to keep all this up in here as flat as I can keep it. And some carve tops go all the way around like that, and that's fine. Les Pauls are that way. Most Les Pauls are rounded all the way over the top like that. And but I like doing them on the flat side, on the top, on the very top. It just makes things easier when you're putting your bridge and pickups in. And this one I could probably get away with some of that, but my bridge is a hardtail bridge that's going in here. It's not an LP style. So I want to keep keep this area right in here as flat as I can keep it. This here, like I said, I could probably get away with it being a little carvy, but I don't think that's what I'm going to do. But I'm just saying you could, because this is P90s and you don't have them outside pickup rings going on it. When you do the outside pickup rings, and the pickup rings also have to carve with the top. And I just trying to eliminate that step of having to sand the pickup rings to the contours. And but anyway, that's where this is at for right now. I'm going to head and get set up and do a little routing. I don't know if I'll do it here on the table or not. I don't even think I'm going to show how I do the routing on this one. I'm going to wait till I get it routed and show you what it looks like after it's been routed and stuff. And then I'll probably show you the sanding part of it, how I sand it out. And now you can use thumb planes, those little finger planes, and carve it all out if you want. Many videos on that. I don't do that, but you can if you want if you're doing like a 59 Les Paul replica and you want it to look like they did back in the day, then yeah, you'd probably want to use the finger planes to get it more accurate. But you don't have to. And I've done, like I said, I've done many of these. I did a guitar for a guy many years ago where I put maple stripes in it here, and I did a slight carved top on that. That really came out just gorgeous. I liked the way that guitar came out. So I'm going to do that same technique on here as far as the carved top goes. And anyway, enough said. I'm going to get busy. Talk at you later. All right, here's part of the first step. What I did, I clamped this down to keep it from moving on me. And I just went 3/16 of an inch thick here, or down, and that leaves me with about a little over a 1/4 inch here on the sides. And right here you can see that bug hole is still bugging me. I'll probably have to end up doing a fill on that later on. But again, my router only goes so far, so I'll probably end up just having to sand this out when I get that far. So now what I'll do is move my clamp, or move the body, reclamp it, and continue on. Now when I go to the next step, it'll be just a little bit less than 3/16. I'm going to do this in 3 steps. So my third and final step will be really, really thin. So I'll bring it back in a little while. Okay, here's the guitar in 3 tiers. 1, 2, 3, and then your top plate. So that's kind of what it looks like. What I do is, like I said, you start off with 3/16, then I went to a 2/16 and a 16th. And now what I'll do is I'll take this sander, this right here, and I'll start sanding all that edges off. And by the time I'm done, we should have a carved top. All right, I'll bring you back in a little bit. Carved top all pretty much done. See if I can get an angle here so you can see it. See, it's just a slight carve on it. Trying to get it where you can see it. See the, there you go. And right now I just sanded it down to, what was it, 400 grit or something like that. Yeah, 400 grit. I just want to see what it's going to look like. I still got some sanding to do. I still got an imperfection here, up here, to sand out. But all in all, it feels good. And then I'm going to do a hand sand in to my round over on it, which I've already started. And I think it's looking better now. I like the carved top on it a lot. I'm glad I did it. And after I get this sanded down some more, then I'm going to work on the back. I'm going to probably do a tummy cut in it and make the truss rod cover, or not truss rod cover, the control cover. And then from after that, it'll be neck carving time. And after that, it'll really start to look and feel like a guitar. But anyway, that's all there is to it today. Still trying to find angles, because here in person I can see the carved top really good. There you go. Now you can kind of see how deep it went. Like I said, I just wanted a subtle carved top to it, and I think I achieved that. And I just really like it. I like doing carved tops. They're a lot of fun. What I did now, I used that sander, this here, angle sander, and all you do is you remember the routes. You sand all your route lines out, and then I came back over it with my palm sander, and then after I got that roughed in with the palm sander, then I went with the sponge sander with the sanding sponge, and I had 80 grit. I started out with 80 grit on it, and then I went to the 400 just to smooth things out, and that's the results. It's really coming along. It's coming along faster than I anticipated. And again, the weather's been really nice. So anyway, that's going to be it for today. I'll start again tomorrow. Catch you later.